And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Friday. I hope you had a great week. Mr. Matty, welcome. Top Hat says, hello, Super Antonio. And Mr. Matty asks, happy Friday. Will you be watching the Super Bowl Sunday? No, we will be having a Super Bowl live stream of a sort. I believe it's at 11 a.m. PST. We're just going to hang out for an hour. But, I'm not really interested in the Super Bowl. Some of the mods are, and I'm happy to support them, but I don't really care. Interestingly enough, I do care about the bump the stock market will have on Super Bowl Monday, which is historic. Always happens. Something to look forward to. David is here. Welcome, David. What's for dinner? Mark Faraday says, howdy, Super Antonio. Howdy to you, Mark. And Mr. Matty says, yes, I'll tell you who will be watching the Super Bowl is David, who is a 49ers fan. O-Dog, welcome, friend. O-Dog's in the chat. Hope you had a good week, friend. Appreciate you being here. How is everyone? How is everyone tonight? This fella always bothers me, and I gotta tell you, I'm looking forward to dealing with him.
You him?
Me? Real gunslinger? Let's find out.
Okay.
Mr. Matty says, I'll be watching. Hope the 49ers win. Yes, we are, this is the 49ers channel.
Whoever shoots more of these bottles wins. Just throw your gun and aim when you're ready. All right?
Okay.
And welcome to the Bad Honor live stream. Thud93 Factory says, howdy, Super Antonio. Howdy to you, friend. Appreciate you being here. Happy Friday. O-Dog says, I'm starving and going for a snack. O-Dog, bring enough for everyone. Top Hat Plays says, yeah, this guy scared the animal I was hunting. Yeah, you have to deal with him or he'll just keep respawning one way or another. Thud93 Factory says, I wish we could get the Mexican gunslinger's hat. You can get a similar one down at the Del Lobos have a similar one, and if you raid Fort Mercer, I'm sure one will be available for you. David says, be right back, or O-Dog says, be right back, and David says, I want Flacco's outfit. Yes, the double bandoliers, very iconic. Mark Faraday says, I'll be playing Red Dead Redemption 2 instead of watching the Super Bowl. I can understand that. In many ways, this game is our own personal Super Bowl. Today, we are figuring out the Chaps situation. Chaps are essential to a Western outfit, I believe, and for riding around on a horse. So we need to get some Chaps. Regrettably, although I love these fringed shotgun chaps, they will not work for a Bad Honor outfit. David says, I take that guy's hat anyway. Yeah, I understand that. I just don't see the sense of taking hats if you can't keep them. We will have to deal with this boater. Arthur does not like boaters. No one knows why. Mr. Matty says, maybe the leather-looking chaps at the Valentine General Store. We are going for some trapper chaps. David said, the guy in the bear trap too. Yes, I can't wait till we meet him. He sure whines a lot. And he never offers anything of value. I mean, there's nothing at the strawberry store of note. I guess an outfit. That's what I always get. So let's look at Chaps and see if we can find something that is dark enough for us. All of the trapper's chaps are loose. And they're interesting, but they don't really thrill me. Certainly not the ghost bison ones. David says, Andy never learns. I save him in one spot and later on he's in another. Trapped again. Yes. Those bear traps are tricky, David. Takes anything to set him off. Mark says, I like the legendary Rams chap at the Trapper. And Christian says, hello, Super Antonio. Do you remember me from your last live? Yes, indeed I do. Welcome back. Appreciate you being here, friend. And we settle on, not these ones. I used to love those chaps. Those ones are too new looking. And those ones are too furry. Arthur is not a furry. We settle on these ones. We will need 2 perfect sheep hides. And they're black and white and they're floppy. They kind of remind me of the piebald. Sheriff Wyatt says, hi, can you make my custom double action pistol? I don't know, Sheriff Wyatt. Christian says, I would never miss any of your lives, Super Antonio. They are the best. I appreciate you being here, friend, and I appreciate your kind words. Let's look for some sheep, shall we? Sheriff Wyatt says you can get 2 sheep hides if you go to Valentine near Mary Linton's house. Yes, that's true. But we are going to go to Emerald Ranch. Mr. Maddie says try Emerald Ranch. We are of similar minds, Mr. Maddie. And as always, we are joined by our co-host, Sadie the channel dog, who is again sleeping on the job.
Yeah.
When I think of sheep, I think of Dolly, of course. We'll go get her first. If you don't know who Dolly is, it's probably for the best. She is a black sheep with a pink ribbon and a wedding ring. Sheriff White says you're going to get wanted. Well, we're not concerned with wanted levels. This is the bad honor free roam. We laugh at wanted levels. We eat them for breakfast. Top Hat Plays says, I love hunting in this game. Just makes the game fun. Yeah, I love hunting as well. Great hunting in this game.
Yep.
Mr. Maddie says, I know who you're talking about, unfortunately. Yes. Poor Dolly. I usually leave her alone. Sheriff White says, I know who Dolly is now that you say that. Mark says, use a bow to take down the sheep. I believe we shall be using the Springfield. I wanted to take down Dolly because you get a dishonor bump for taking her down. And we need every little one we can get. Sheriff Wyatt says, my uncle says I'm a gunslinger in real life. Well, that is good to know. There's Dolly. Note, she doesn't get a rating. Thud93 Factory says, I always throw fire bottles at this farm for no reason. Well, they're always hostile. Get a gold wedding ring. And, and note, you can't really skin her.
Oh, there, girl. Come on, girl. Yeah.
Mark says hunting and fishing are great in this game. Yeah, I like fishing. I don't really explore it enough on the channel because it's kind of boring as far as videos go. But yeah, fishing is fun. Sheriff Wyatt says, I don't think you can skin her. No, you cannot.
Yeah.
Mr. Maddie says, fishing is quite fun. Christian says, Super Antonio, do you only play story or sometimes do you play online? No, I only play story. We never go online. This is an Arthur channel. Mr. Maddie says, I saw a giant fish near my dock once. Sheriff White says, I love to hunt the legendary bison, especially the white one. And let's shoot Cooper.
Yep.
Just because we can. Top Hat Plays says, I remember catching 14 fish once. Must have been the bait. In real life. Wow. Teach a man to fish. There are plenty of sheep in Emerald Ranch. Just gotta find some 3 stars. Sheriff White says, I hooked a bass once that was a bass once that was about 4 pounds. Broke my line. Well, teach a man to fish, I always say. Here's one. And right between the eyes. Sheriff White says it was a very weak line. I'm sure your line was doing its best.
Let's go, girl.
That's one. Where's the other one? And that's 2.
Yep.
And Arthur meant to do that. And some bounty hunters. Springfield is not great for combat. Need headshots. Mr. Matty says, imagine there were antelope in this game, where the deer and the antelope play. Mark says, some players like the bolt action better than the Springfield. Why do you prefer the Springfield, Super Antonio? I like the single shot for hunting. You can be assured of a headshot and not like a double headshot if you use Deadeye like you would get with a bolt action, which would ruin the belt, of course. And this is also, I prefer the Springfield for Arthur before the train job when you cannot manually tag in Deadeye. Now we need to grab the horse. But I love the bolt action for combat. It's a great combat rifle. Mr. Matty says, I prefer the Springfield for hunting as well. Funny enough, bolt action is great and all, but it isn't a hunting rifle. It's better in gunfight. David says, Springfield for hunting, bolty for killing. And I couldn't have said it better myself, David. Good old bolty. David, what's for dinner? And what are you planning for your Super Bowl extravaganza? Mr. Matty says, exactly. Set up camp, sleep till dawn. Top Hat plays, I'm using the splashed white, really cool looking horse. Yeah, I like the splashed white, not the greatest of stats. However, very pretty. Tomorrow for the Saturday Horse Show, we shall be featuring the Black Snowflake Appaloosa, an online horse that we got for Arthur using a mod called Save Wizard. And I got it because I was considering that horse for the Bat Honor free roam. It's a nice looking horse. Basically a reverse of the few spotted Appaloosa.
I know you bastards missed me. Even you, Arthur. Even you.
And regrettably, we have to deal with Sean's party. We cannot antagonize, and I couldn't bring myself to say no to Mary Beth. I just couldn't do it, so we're just going to skip this. Christian says, Super Antonio, how many days or hours do you think you have played Red Dead Redemption 2 for? I have no idea. I have over 2,000 videos on the channel, and I've been playing every day since game release in 2018. So, a lot.
I love bastards. Have fun. Have lots of fun.
Sometimes I just check in and play with, fool around, play with the horses, not really intending to make a video. But I usually play a little bit every day. Hortus says, my God, look at all you fools. Yes, indeed, Hortus is the Bad Honor playthrough. However, we cannot antagonize during Sean's party. Hortus, welcome. Happy Friday. On Fridays, we free roam. And I hope you had a good week. Top Hat Plays says, I wish more horses had the cool blue eyes. Hortus says it's the low honor playthrough, so I'm greeting with low honor. Yes, I knew exactly what you're doing, Hort. Well done, friend. Christian says, also, Super Antonio, do you have a Discord? If so, I would like to join. Yes, there is an invitation in the link of this in the description of this video and every video. However, the Discord is not it's not super active. I think we have 300 members, and I hardly ever check it these days. It's just kind of living on its own.
I'm done with listening to your horse crap. So, what's for dinner? Dysentery again? Why have you got it in for everyone around here? Bring me something soon if you can, Arthur. All right.
So yeah, you're welcome to join and hang out there if you want, but it's not really active, regrettably.
Hey, Arthur.
See, I couldn't bring myself to be mean to Tilly either.
You recovered from Sean's part?
Yeah. Don't know if he has.
Hortus says, not sure if anyone ever realized my first chat in all these premieres has always been a greet from the game.
How you getting on?
Well done, Hortus. Christian says, well, at least you have people that like to join your Discord. Yeah, it's we're just not putting I'm just not putting any effort into it right now. But there are people there. You can hang out, you can talk, or if you can find someone. How many people are on it right now? Yeah, I can't even.
Yeah. Hey there. How about you get out of my sight?
Couldn't tell you. Hortus, just got your horse show submissions. Well done, friend. I'll take care of that. Hortus says, I think I've joined, but I don't use the Discord. Yeah, this really isn't a Discord channel. It was popular, for the first 2 years, then just kind of died down, and I put all my effort into YouTube. Christian says, I wish I got the game on release because there was a glitch where you could keep the closed shotgun coat Arthur has in Chapter 1. Yeah, I don't know about that glitch, Christian. And off to the trappers we go. Hortus says, yeah, they've patched that out to the point where there's no way to keep it in a current version. What does this Joker want? We'll never know.
It's okay, girl. Yep.
Monday we return with and regrettably, I dealt with this character too soon. We have to wait until he discovers the gold. First, We steal the horse for a minute just to get the honor bump, or the dishonor bump. We should have waited until he discovered the gold before we took care of him. And that was enough to nudge us into the red.
Idiot. Hold up.
There's usually a gold nugget in there. Christian says the way it would work is the second you get into chapter 2, you would go into your horse and choose the custom outfit on the horse, which would then be the closed shotgun coat. Okay, I did not know that. Hortus says, panning for gold and eating chocolates, my kind of prospecting. Hortus always makes me laugh. We have a similar sense of humor, which I imagine is why he's watching these videos.
Easy. Whoa.
Appreciate you being here, friend. Like attracts like.
Glad to see you again, sir.
I think it's a rule of physics.
All right, let's have a look.
Let's get rid of this grizzly mutton.
Nothing quite like wearing your best day's work.
And where do those sheep batwing chaps? I don't know why they have, I guess they're batwing, but because they're kind of wide. But I do like the black and white splash. I think it looks really, I like this look a lot. We still need a coat. This will work for now. Arthur and his new sheep batwing chaps will pose for the thumbnail of the Instagram, which they did not, but you know what I mean. Christian says, Super Antonio, do you think they should have given us the option to close a winter coat? Well, they have options for closed and open shirts, so sure. Might have been a pain because then you have to deal with the gun belts.
These days they're fishing more and tracking less. My old man was right. Sneaks up on you.
Mark says it takes a lot of throwing back of fish to get back to high honor. Yeah, I wouldn't try that. I would just go to Saint Denis and say hi to everybody and do a bunch of chores and also donate money. Donate $20 to camp. That's how I would get us back into high honor. But wasn't planning to on this free roam. That might be an interesting end to the bad honor playthrough once we have done everything we can do, or we get bored, or rather I get bored. Dig him out of this hole. But yeah, I would say hello to everyone in Saint Denis and do a bunch of chores. Really trying to get the postal hat. Micah says hello. Greetings, Micah.
Howdy.
Happy Saturday. Where's this fella going? What's he doing with that grain? Good morning, sir. Routine grain investigation. How do you like our new chaps?
What's wrong with you? You're going down now.
Pow. Interesting how we get a dishonor bump for looting him, but not for knocking him out. Christian says, also, Super Antonio, I never got to say it. I hope your day was well and you enjoy your weekend. Well, I'm going to be hanging out with you guys. That's the weekend. And yes, I always enjoy it.
Not again. Okay.
Don't really have to steal this horse or this wagon. We just have to get on it for the dishonor bump. However, Arthur decided that he wanted to donate this wagon to the trappers. But first, let's try to crash it. Arthur showing off his expert wagon driving skills.
Yep.
That's sarcasm.
Slow up now. Damn.
David, do you remember the wagon mission in Red Dead 1 with Louisa? Or is it Louisa's sister? Where you have to take her to the docks? Horrifying. Micah says, the wagon with the Gatling gun is my favorite wagon. Are you talking about Red Dead 1? Or are you talking about the ambush in Red Dead 2? Because, yeah, that is a fine wagon in Red Dead 2. Yeah, I think the trapper would be interested in his own wagon.
Easy, girl.
And the Black American Standardbred needs a brush. Yeah, really like how these chaps look with the horse. Actually, we're still in the Black Arabian. We are going for the Black American Standardbred. First off, let's troll Blackwater for a bit. Horta says, Seamus won't buy that one, sadly. I don't even think we've, Seamus is open for business yet. Hort. David says, another rude mission. And Mr. Matty says, yes, that is the Black Arabian. We're going for the Black American Standardbred. Shoot that eagle. And let's say hello to the good citizens of Blackwater. Thud 93 Factory says, I love how your Arthur has the same horse as Colm O'Driscoll. Andrew K says, hello Antonio, what are the specs for the low honor outfit? It's all trapper related. I think we're going to switch to the black union suit, but right now it's a black French dress shirt, the rat hat. The vest is one wolf and one panther, and the chaps are two sheep skins, then worn roper boots, eagle talon talisman. David says, finished Horseman 9 down there. Well done, David. Hortus says, well, I meant the Gatling gun wagon. He would have bought that one for you, left for the trapper. Okay. Christian says, Super Antonio, what do you think was the hardest challenge for you in Red Dead 2? Perhaps American Venom, but none of them are hard anymore. Unless you're talking, well, as far as missions go, as far as challenges, perhaps Gambler, but only because it's boring and grueling and takes a while. Hortus says, Wilderness Vest. Yes, indeed. Mr. Matty says, didn't know you could buy mica as a hat. Yes, the iguana hat. The iguana Big Valley hat. Mark Faraday says, funnily enough, I am using a black American Standardbred now as a temporary horse. What a coincidence. And Andrew K says, much appreciated. Most appreciated, Antonio. I appreciate you being here, Andrew, and happy to help out. We're still working on a Bat Honor coat. Mr. Matty says, was referring to the rat hat. Yes, indeed.
Let's go, girl.
Takes 10 perfect rats. It's more difficult than you think to collect this hat. Top Hat Plays says, double rainbow at Horseshoe. Very cool. Yes, I love the rainbows in this game. They're very hard to photograph. I've always wanted to get one for the Instagram. Now we're heading up to Little Creek River, but we might as well bother these guys.
What's your prize?
A little bit of 1-2.
Damn you!
So rude. He knocked our hat off. This guy can fight a little more than his previous compatriot. And he had some snake oil. I do prefer the chewing tobacco. And Arthur meant to do that. I like how you can get just like steal a horse for a minute to get that honor bump, dis bump, the dishonor bump.
Come now! Don't point that thing at me!
We are officially in the red. And what happened to our horse?
Yep. Hey, mister.
Angie Suzuki says, rest in peace. Greetings, friend. Glad you're here. Happy Friday. On Fridays, we free roam with a Bad Honor Arthur. A Bad Honor free roam. Who would have thunk? I never thought we would do one, and yet here we are. Oh, this guy. What about this joker? It's kind of sad. This is one of the friendliest strangers in the game. But he never knew what hit him. Well, maybe he did.
Yep.
Mark says the 10 perfect snakes for the Trapper Snake Saddle is the hardest challenge for me personally. Yeah, that's difficult. I have a couple guides on that on this channel, Mark. Use small game arrows. And make sure you get a headshot, and you'll be fine.
I want to talk to you today.
Christian says, on Mondays, we install a mod where we kill Micah as Arthur 100 times. Wow. Interestingly enough, you cannot kill this preacher. You can drag him for a long time. He is suffering for his religion. It's good for him. David says, he is enjoying it a little too much, dog. Well, after 4 years of being the good guy, I think I have a lot of passive aggression built up.
What in God's name?
I wanted to see if he had anything.
He'll protect me. All right.
Cortez says, I knocked out all the gambler challenges early in the game, so I have the reinforced gambler gear in an early Chapter 2 save. Yeah, Trapper Gambler gear is quite fancy. If we're going to do this right, we need to get some Trapper gear. I'm thinking Bandit. Bandit, I believe, is the most dishonorable Trapper gear we could get. And Arthur feels bad, this being the Bad Honor playthrough, and is going to return the preacher. Let's put him back. However, we need to watch out for the horse. And these guys aren't going to let us return him. Bodog says, Super Bandit Antonio. Yes, indeed. That is a great title. Mr. Matty agrees. Yep, it is the most dishonorable. David says, you just released the beast within. Yeah, the red mist has descended. Now we dump this guy and get out of here. Because these Strawberrians are not happy. Though I do want to be arrested in the Strawberry Jail. Okay, put him back. Get out of here. And the horse... the horse says, that's enough of that. Bodog says, he's a vessel with the dark side of the Force, for sure. Yes, hate led to anger, and anger led to, I don't know, I forget that quote, but it's a good quote. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to vengeance. I don't remember. Hortus says, should have chucked him in the river. Well, we can feed him to the alligators if you want, but you can't kill him. David says, Darth Antony. Odog says, hate leads to suffering. Yes. Odog, I knew you would know the quote. You're a Star Warsian. And off to Little Creek River we go. It was actually more difficult to get the Black Arabian than usual for Arthur. Perhaps because he's a Bad Honor Arthur. We had to reload a couple times. We kept getting the Palomino buckskin, I believe. 21 viewers in the chat. Appreciate you being here, friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Bad Honor Free Roam. Saturday is another horse show featuring the Black Arabian, or no, the Black Snowflake Appaloosa. Sunday, we shall be doing a morning Super Bowl stream around 11 PST. We're just going to hang out. Technically, it will be a live commentary on all the Sadie cutscenes, but we're pretty much just going to hang out. And then Monday, we're back to Marston Mondays, this time in Red Dead 1, where we just made it to Mexico. Hortus says, I'm doing a I'm doing a low honor run these days myself. Yes, I've never done it before. It's more fun than I anticipated. David says, just did all Horsemen 10 in Big Valley. Yeah, you can find a lot of the horses you need in Big Valley. But right now, we are looking for a cougar. Christian says, Super Antonio, why do you not have Biscuit with you? Because Biscuit is the ultimate good honor horse. We need black horses for this game. We will be getting Baylock, a black Missouri Foxtrotter. If that bear spawns, the cougar will not. If I were an NPC in this game, I would rush through this area of cougar country. Hortus says, Biscuit is for good boys. Yes, indeed she is. Biscuit would not tolerate a bad honor playthrough. Hortus says, on mine I am using a Dark Bay Andalusian. That's a great horse for a bad honor playthrough. She's blood red. She is a war horse. That works. Christian says, wish I could get Biscuit, but it never seems to work when I try. The only way to get Biscuit for Arthur these days is with Albert Mason. I've got a couple video tutorials on it. But yeah, it's difficult. Hortus says, they patched it. Haven't tried lately. David says, one of my favorites, Hortus. Yes, the Blood Bay Andalusian. Dark Bay Andalusian. An interesting choice for Boadicea. Kinda works, but I prefer the Liver Chestnut, of course. The Liver Chestnut HH. See, there's the Palomino. Not the American Standardbred we are looking for. And a Morgan. The buckskin American Standardbred. First playthrough, I would use I used Arthur's default gunslinger coat with buckskin chaps, buckskin fringe chaps, so that he was like all yellow Palomino beige, which was a nice look, very traditional, and it looked great on the Palomino horses. Christian says, Super Antonio, what are your top favorite 5 horses, including gang member horses as well? And David says, that Liver Chestnut has a great coat. Biscuit, the Piebald Tobiano HH, Boadicea, the Liver Chestnut HH, the Brindle Thoroughbred, and what do we put on number 5? I do like Rachel. Seal Brown Thoroughbred. If we're going to include one for John. I don't know. Then it opens up. I can do 4. The Brindle is always... I always need a Brindle. My favorite hunting horse. And I love the Piebald Tobiano on Arthur. Yeah, for number 5, perhaps the Perlino, perhaps Buell, Carmelo Gold Dutch Warmblood. Who else? I used to be obsessed with the Few Spotted Appaloosa. I do like the Grulo Dun Mustang, the Saint Denis Black Arabian. Miko, greetings, friends. Miko says, Buell? Yes, of course, the Carmelo Gold Dutch Warmblood. I just wish we could keep him. Horta says, I also like Rachel a lot. That's probably my favorite thoroughbred. I always keep Rachel for John. Christian said, never sold Buell whenever I got him or made him get hurt. Yeah. Just leave him in the stable. He'll find a good home. The stable owners will take good care of him when Arthur does not return to claim him. Hort just says, I saved Buell for John. Yeah, I agree, Hort. That's the way to do it. However, canonically, I believe Buell is Arthur's reward, even though you cannot keep him. Odog says, yeah, save Buell for John so he lives on. I started that on this channel. Glad I was there for you, Odog. It's a gorgeous horse. Odog says, I think I influenced Super Bandit Antonio way too much. Well, you are the business manager on this channel. But yeah, the Bad Honor playthrough, that was your idea, as I recall. So, I guess you're to blame. And if Biscuit's mad at anyone, he should be mad at you. She should be mad at you. And back to Hanging Dog Ranch we go. More bounty hunters, of course. He's not a Grulo Dun. Yeah, I used to love the Grulo Dun. I used to love the White Arabian. And I used to love the Flaxen Chestnut HH.
Come on, girl. Yeah.
I was going to make a short out of this discovery of the Black Arabian. I should do that. I forgot. He ran away.
Yep.
We tried to track him to no avail. So at this point, the only thing we can do is save and reload, or exit and reload, or camp and reload. We need to get him back to the river. And back to the river we go. Christian says, Super Antonio, do you think honor still matters with Rip Van Winkle? Not really sure what you're referring to there, Christian. Are you talking about John? Miko says, many good horses, too few stable spaces. Yes, Miko, I agree. You only have 4. You have to choose wisely. And honestly, I always choose the same horses. I mean, if I get... I'll get different horses for the channel, but if I'm playing by myself, I'm getting a piebald and a brindle and biscuit. And then I keep one slot open just in case I need some... I find something interesting. Better take care of this bear. David says, all the way up, back, and down. He will be there. Yes, he will, David. Christian says, yes, Jim Milton. Yes, honor, of course, matters with John. John can get to 100%. Speed Gang Fan 2025 says, I can't beat Gambler 9. It is difficult and boring. You just have to be patient. Just have to be patient and understand that it's random. Playing the AI. Christian says, have you ever seen him say Rip Van Winkle? He says it in chapter 3, I believe. At the end of chapter 3. To Agent Milton. Lovely country in Big Valley. Yeah, I don't like it when he heads in the trees. It's just not good for it's just not good optics for the video. I want him out in the field.
Whoa, whoa, wait. No, wait.
And
Great.
what's the problem with that elk? He gets a shot in the butt. David says, good day. Well, it's Super Bowl weekend for you, so it's a good weekend. I hope you're having a party. Didn't really want to kill him. Just wanted to shoot him in the butt for bucking us. David says, elk can smell ill intentions. I believe you, David. Next we shall get the, well, not now, next Bat Honor Free Roam. Next Friday we'll get the Black Snowflake Appaloosa and Baylock, I believe. Mark says, my 5 are Blood Bay Thoroughbred, Grullo Dun Mustang, Amber Champagne Missouri Foxtrotter, the Blackshire you get from Hosea, and the Black Andalusian. Not sure I know about the Black Andalusian, Mark. Is that a an online horse? And these darn bounty hunters just won't leave Arthur alone. Mark says, no, it is in the wild.
Okay, girl.
A wild black Andalusian. I'm looking that up right now. David says, I've never seen it. Black Andalusian. Red Dead Wiki. So we have the Dark Bay, the Rose Gray, the Perlino. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Mark. And speaking of the Black American Standardbred, got to make a note of that Black ASB short. I don't know if you've noticed, but we are doing something that I'm calling the 100-Day March, where I am making a video or uploading a video for the next 100 days until March, I believe. Hold on. No, until May. Wow, until May 5th. We are currently on day 7 of our 100-day march. So we're making a lot of shorts. There will be a lot of shorts, regrettably. Hortus says, Perlino is the only wild Andalusian and it was added post-launch. Yes, indeed, Hortus. That was a PC bonus horse. This bear and wolf are really interfering with our horse antics. Is he going to chase us? Hortus, how goes your search for the ultimate hot, spicy ghost pepper experience? None of those horses will work. Is anyone, what's the name of that game that, I have to look up my history. I watched a video on it. It's causing a lot of controversy. And yes, let's exit and reload. Hold on, I'm checking my history. It's not Kingdom Hearts, is it? Stellar Blade. Is anyone going to be playing Stellar Blade? Hortus says, oh, I'm regularly trying new sauces, but I've got plenty to get through at the moment before I buy more. What do you put them on, Hortus? Everything? Christian says, Super Antonio, do you think John made a good choice killing Micah? Of course, he had to kill him. And plus wearing Arthur's hat. No, I always give Micah, or I always give John his own hat. For Marston Mondays, he prefers the Iguana Big Valley hat. And of course he had to kill Micah. If you have played Red Dead 1, it dovetails quite nicely with what happens to the rest of the gang. Hortus says, almost anything I eat, LOL, gets hot sauce on it. That's interesting. I've said before the only hot sauce I can tolerate is wasabi. And not a bunch of wasabi, just a dab. And I don't know, I mean, I put teriyaki sauce on lots. I think that's the only condiment that, you know, apart from the traditional ones like ketchup and mustard and, you know, and relish on a hot dog. Mayo, is mayo a condiment? I like mayo on hamburgers. And what happened to our horse? Hortus says, for American Venom, though, I find it fitting to wear Arthur's hat. Yeah, vengeance for Arthur, I can see that. And that works. I just don't like how John looks in Arthur's hat, and especially the Civil War hat. John needs his own hat that Arthur wouldn't wear. And for me, that's a Big Valley hat.
Easy now.
Super Antonio said, Christian says, Super Antonio, what is your favorite thing to eat? I like teriyaki salmon. I like sushi. I like almost all teriyaki beef, chicken with rice and some sort of vegetable. These days I like steamed broccoli. I'll eat that almost every day. Some teriyaki form. I love pizza. I love salad and pizza. I don't have a very sophisticated palate, regrettably. The only thing that I think the most sophisticated adult thing I like is sushi. Let's try another exit reload, shall we? But I like all the basic things, pizza and hamburgers, or cheeseburgers, bacon cheeseburgers with barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce is a condiment, not spicy barbecue sauce, Hortus. Hortus says, rice is one of my favorite sides. Use it a lot. Yes, I am stereotypical that way. I do love rice. Though I had really good French fries from this diner. I ate all of them. I usually don't. They were seasoned. Hortus says, pizzas, burgers, and burritos are my favorite foods. Yeah, I used to like burritos. I don't like them as much these days. I don't know what's changed. Just kind of got out of the habit, I guess. Or there's not really a good place around here. I have a good pizza. Everywhere I eat is like within a 2-block radius of my apartment. So there's a really good teriyaki joint, and there's a really good pizza parlor, and there's a really good bakery. Everyone knows me there. I can bring Sadie in with me. They're all neighborhood places, and I'm happy to patronize them. And also, if I'm being honest, I made friends with them just so they would be a little more generous on my orders. Hortus says, well, burritos and tacos interchangeably, I suppose. I do enjoy taco salad. I'll tell you that right now. And speaking of the black American Standardbred, finally,
Okay, boy.
that pizza place that I go to, they make a double pepperoni that I love, and I will explain that to you. So you got the crust, okay? Then you have a layer of pepperoni, and then the sauce, and then the cheese, and then another layer of pepperoni, and it is tip-top. Chef's kiss. And the map. We are above the R of Little Creek River.
It's okay.
Mark says, I like thyme salmon, oregano venison, and wild mint beef. In game or in life, Mark? For Marston Mondays, I like salmon for John, just because I believe Abigail wants him to eat more salmon.
Okay now. Oh, whoa now. Easy. Easy there.
I think those chaps look great on a black horse. Gotta be honest with you. Horta says, wow, that sounds great. Slather on some hot sauce and it would be great. Ha ha. Yeah. Yeah, those challenges, those buffalo wing challenges, could never do them. I like buffalo wings without the sauce, whereas they're basically just chicken nuggets with bones.
Let's get this heavy thing off you, girl.
Horta says, I'm a big game mint, big game oregano, and big game thyme man for my sins. Yeah, Hortus, that's the way to do it. If you want to be most efficient with Arthur and his cores. Arthur does love his pork chops, and of course the mint pork chops. Iguana Island, in case you didn't know, you could also call Iguana Island Mint Island. It's a great location for mint, for all things mint. And I chose the Van Horn Trading Post just because that's the only stable where Arthur is currently not wanted. Metro Clip says, am I too late? No, Metro, you are just in time. A wizard and a chat member are never late. They're always on time. Mark says, oh, black thoroughbred. This is the black American Standardbred. I don't know if there's a black thoroughbred. I can't think of one. There's the black Rabicano. Black Shire, the black Arabian, this big boy. And that's about it, I believe. Could be wrong. Metro says, had to finish a Buster Scruggs clip. Okay.
I don't know this place well. Let's send some direction.
And then I believe we misdirected this guy. I can't remember.
Hey, where's the train station? Going around in circles.
We might have accidentally given him the correct... Yeah, we accidentally gave him the right option. Just because I usually do it. Arthur couldn't help himself. And accidentally gave him the correct answer. But we're still in the red, fortunately. We're going to rename this horse Evil Superantonio. Then throw a mohawk on him, and we're done. Have an apple. And these trained guards always bother Arthur. Even in good honors, they bother him. David says, Black Sabbath. And Metro says, love the fit, by the way. Christian says, Super Antonio, I always love to hear and watch your lives. They are so great because you are always answering your fans' questions and chatting with them like a gentleman, as Dutch Vanderland would. Well, I am in good company, I suppose. At least until I hit my head, Christian. Mark says, Super Antonio, do you think Red Dead 3 would be set during the Civil War? I believe I would want it to be set right after the Civil War, 1870, 1875, which I believe is the golden age of the Wild West. 1875, 1880. That decade from 1880 to 1890, I believe would be perfect. A Civil War doesn't work. I don't think, as far as the genre goes, setting a Western during the Civil War will make it a Civil War movie or game, not a Western. The whole point of a Western is you're going out west, and the optimism of a new country that has reunited, and the optimism of like expansion going west, and the fact that there's no law out there and you live by a code. So I would like Red Dead 3 to be about a young Dutch and a young Hosea and a super young Arthur, like Arthur, at 13. And then a character that we don't know. Conversely, I also think it would work with Davy Callender and do 1898 in Blackwater and just set the game during, for a year. Technically, this game takes place over the last year of Arthur's life, 1 year, so it could work either way. Unfortunately, I do not think we shall ever get a Red Dead 3, and if we do, I believe we shall be disappointed. All of the devs who were involved in this game have moved on or gotten fired. And I don't trust this new generation of game developers to make a game like this. Metro says Mark Faraday should be like right after, but you would need a redemption story, so maybe Landon Ricketts, but maybe it's just better to leave the character where it is. Rest in peace. Landon Ricketts is too old. And he's already established. John meets him in Red Dead 1, so you can't have him as a former member of the gang. It has to follow John and Arthur. It's, Now, these guys, they will swarm you from either side, and what I like to do is just run off a bit to make them chase you, so at least you can so you don't have to spin around. If that makes sense. Night folk are scary. They're completely silent. They never have anything of note or value. Much like the Murphy Brood. O-Dog, what snacks did you end up getting? Metro, yes, that was the Night Folk. Hortus says, my vote still goes to a wholly new cast, replacing the word redemption and focusing on a new theme, something like Red Dead Retribution or Red Dead Rebellion. Interesting. Red Dead Rebellion would work during the Civil War. O-Dog says, what's next, huh? Didn't hear her last word. Metro says, there is a theory that Landon Ricketts was in the Blackwater Massacre. Do you believe it? I do not believe it. Landon Ricketts was retired and is in Mexico. David, I agree. They can't do better than this game. O-Dog says, I warmed up a leftover hamburger, LOL. I had leftover hamburger. I shared it with Sadie. Or rather, I shared the hamburger part with her. I ate the bun. And back to Saint Denis we go. David, I made the greatest dog treat in the history of dog treats. I was inspired by that Elvis conversation we had, and I will tell you about it right now. So we took like a quarter of a graham cracker square, so it was like a 1-inch square of graham cracker, and put peanut butter on top of that, put a little bit of bacon on top of that, and a banana slice on top of that. And that is what I call a high value treat. She loved it. You could see it in her eyes. It had everything she loves. Hortus says, not in 1899 he wasn't. They mentioned his involvement in a newspaper in Red Dead 1. It is canon. Oh, interesting. David said, 8 years away at best anyway. Yeah, you're right, David, for the game. Yeah, I keep getting the timelines mixed up, Hortus. Going backwards and forwards with Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2. Hortus says, shoot, I would eat that, LOL. Yeah, I tried one. I tried one, and she got very disappointed because she thought I made them all for her. Yeah, it had the crunch and the softness and the peanut butter and the bacon. I just, the bacon peanut butter combo that Elvis liked. I suppose I understand it, but not really. It doesn't do anything for me. David says, I'd eat that. Yeah, try it for Kodak, because Sadie loved it.
First time, sir? Of course.
Metro says, my friends think I'm crazy for picking Arthur and John because I can't pick one. Also, they have never played Red Dead 1, so they wouldn't get it. Well, it is your job, Metro, to introduce the world of Red Dead Redemption to them.
Family heirloom, I'm sure.
O-Dog says, Super Antonio, I don't know why I want to say I heard Landon say he was there.
Bien.
Interesting. I don't believe I recall any conversation Landon had
Very nice.
in Red Dead 1 with where he mentions Blackwater.
Watch where you keep that.
O-Dog says, maybe from another YouTuber, but I thought he was there. Well, we'll do a little research. David says, getting another dog. Kodak needs a partner, a German Shepherd. Any name advice? Oh, David, that's a great idea. Are you getting a male or a female? And are you going to get a puppy or a rescue or what?
To match my price.
That's exciting, except that the only thing I don't, like German Shepherds shed like an amazing amount. Metro says they play 2 because it is the most popular one of the two. Well, 2 is the, I believe, the greatest game
Take what you want.
ever created.
Here you go. Your honorable earnings.
Why not rob him?
I wonder what
Yeah, it would depend on it, whether you're getting a male or a female, I think. David.
This is going to end badly for you.
David says, rescue 10-month-old male. Wow, that's great news. So exciting. Be sure to put pictures up. Do you like human names for dogs, or do you like, you know, more traditional dogs named like Cerberus, or is it German Shepherd? I recently learned that Adler is German for eagle. Sadie eagle. Eagle flies. You give him a German name, or can't go wrong with a Greek or a Roman god. Mark says Hamish is a good name for a German Shepherd. David says the veteran. Yeah, it's like I'd go for an in-game name. Metro says, yeah, originally I thought God of War was the best game, but then I played Red Dead 2 and it changed instantly. Same here. I love this game so much I started this channel. There's this strange man. Arthur's mad at him. Not really. But we could troll the channel. Yeah. Arthur found the strange man in Saint Denis in Red Dead Redemption 2. We could troll the... and back to jail we go. Odin, David says. Yes, Odin. I loved how Ivor's crew would chant Odin during raids. Odin, Odin, Odin. And back to jail we go. We're going to do we're going to go to jail a lot. I want to go to jail in every city. And also I want to see if we can trigger more Dutch rescues. Metro says, I thought you were going to shoot your way out of there. Yeah, I throw a dynamite stick in there every now and then. I mean, if they'll let us. Hortus says, I'll have to make my way back to finishing AC Valhalla. Yeah, I know. When I have time. It's all about time for me personally. And that, my friends, is all I have for you tonight. Ivor, yes. Shout out to the mods. David, No Dog, appreciate you being here, friends. Couldn't do it without you. Mods and channel members, actually. Hortus, always happy to see you. Metro, thanks for being here. Mark, welcome. Happy Friday, friends. We shall have a horse show tomorrow night, working on the viewer horse show. What else? Working on a Strange Man video, as you know, and a moose video. We do need to get that Black American Standardbred shored up on our 100-day march. Miko, how could I forget you? Shout out to the Philippines, and thank you, Miko Herptile. Mark says, all this talk about bacon made me hungry. Yes, we talk about food a lot. David says, ta-ta for now, friends. Stay safe and healthy. Appreciate all of you. We shall be back tomorrow and on Sunday, and also for Marston Mondays. Everyone have a good night, and if I don't see you, have a great